Hello, everyone, and welcome. My name is Sophia Wardell, and today we have a very special guest, professional book reviewer, Linda Dominick. Linda is an experienced advanced reader copy reviewer for NetGalley. She has a strong reader following and social media presence where she posts her book reviews and book-inspired collages. Thanks for joining us today, Linda.
Thank you, Sophia. I'm happy to be here.
Yeah, we're so happy to have you. And today I want to discuss with you social media. So, Linda, tell us, how can a book-inspired collage help convince readers to purchase a book?
I think that I'm speaking about my personal collages. I read the book first, and I am annotating and going through the whole book. And I pick pieces of it that I think would help somebody say, I want to know what's happening in their life. You know, when they see a homemade blueberry pie and sunglasses and a newspaper clipping, it kind of like helps them connect with the book. And then they see the cover there. And I think that that's just, if you're a visual person, it helps more. Because, you know, sometimes it's the book cover that sells the book. Sometimes it's other graphics. It's just also a way for anybody that's creative to see, you know, a little bit into the story before reading it.
Yeah, I think that's a great point. I think visuals are so enticing when it comes to the storyline. And if you put, 8 main visuals and kind of have a little scrapbook compilation of them, it's really like, ooh, really like 4 of those, 8 things that are up there. Let me check it out. So I love them. I think
Definitely.
your visuals are really, really beautiful.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
sure. And I want to transition a little bit to reviews. Is
Mhm.
it, would you say, important for authors to post reviews on their socials?
I think it is, but more importantly, I think that book quotes, including reels, tell a short story. The reviews, I think, should be chosen, that should be chosen, I should say, are smaller reviews, not large reviews. You know, give me the tropes, give me the main gist of it, add the synopsis, and then, you know, we
Yeah.
can move forward with that. But I don't think that every posting or story should be a review. I think you should
Okay.
mix it up a little bit.
Yeah, that makes sense. And so with the quotes from the story, do you recommend that those are said audio or just like the quote is printed on the video or the picture, or how does that work?
Um, I like just reading it. I don't need the audio. Because if you are in there right now, you will hear in Instagram, I'm talking about, you will hear a very familiar audio that's very popular and people are adding it to everything. So I like to separate from everybody and just read it on my own and with the graphic, and that's good for me.
Yeah, that's very interesting. And I want to transition a little bit to talking about specific posting times and frequency. How often should an author post and at what times if they're trying to, build a presence on social media strong enough to actually sell copies of their book?
Yeah, I think for me, I notice a lot of it happens on East Coast time.
Mm.
And so I try to schedule my stuff to pop up at 6 a.m. East Coast, and then I feel like there's a little drag in the middle of the day and then evening. So like before people go to work and then after. And then that
Right.
middle time is maybe you're trying to figure out what you're going to post or add a story to. But I think you should be adding a story every day and maybe post every other day. I know it sounds like a lot, but you could say a lot of people do meet the bookstagrammer. So you're meeting the author. You're seeing, is this a debut novel or here's my collection? What do I write? Do I write mysteries, romance, blah, blah, blah? Just so it doesn't have to be this huge post with lots of reviews. It could just be, here's a little bit about me. These are the tropes I do. You
Mm.
know, these are my main characters. There's an author I really like. She has 2 books out. She posts like 4 times or 5 times a week, and she involves her main character. This is her. This is her like day in a life. What would her day in a life be? So it's just bringing the characters to life and just making us feel like excited about reading her books. You know, like I said, she only has 2, but every day it's like something new.
Right.
Um, So yeah,
Yeah, that's really neat. Well, Linda, thank you so much for your great insight on social media tips.
no problem.
Lastly, where can our listeners find and connect with you? Do you have a LinkedIn or a website?
I'm actually only on Instagram, and my handle is Linda's Book Journey. And so I'm there. I post 7 days a week, and I do maybe 5 stories, 4 stories a day. So
Great. Okay, well, we can keep in touch that way easily.
yeah, definitely.
Perfect. That's all the time we have for today. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in to today's interview with professional book reviewer Linda Dominick. Be sure to check out our website for more videos. Wishing you all a fulfilling and successful writing journey.